welcome back to another episode of the Swish Masters Podcast. I'm your co-host QtheGuru.
I'm Zay, the executive producer.
What's up, Zay? And happy Father's Day to all those fathers out there. Shout out to y'all. But Zay, order of business. Swisher this. The Lakers finally had their meeting with JJ Reddick on Saturday. Which is a little bit surprising to me because he was like, don't talk to me until after the finals. I'm paraphrasing here. So I was kind of surprised he took that meeting. So could this mean that technically the finals should be over now? Or does JJ think the finals is about to be over? I don't know. We're going to get to that conversation later. But who do you think should be the Lakers head coach?
I like JJ. I personally think that he's a great basketball mind. I think that he can come in, give fresh energy, a new perspective. He's still fairly newly removed from the game, retiring just maybe 3 years ago at this point. I've watched the old man in 3. I've seen him break down footage. I understand that he is a basketball savant, and I feel like he would be able to relate to players a lot more so than, I guess, just a traditional coach, with him coming from a playing background and being recently have played. I don't know what the expectations are for the Lakers in terms of where they want to be. Of course, if you talk to a Lakers fan, it's about championships. And as we, mentioned before, I personally don't really see them going as far as the championship in the next 2 years. But it gives you a chance to develop some of your younger guys and kind of prep for the future. I think that long term, if they give JJ Reddick a chance, he can bring some positive change, new work ethic. I know that he's a guy that's talked about during his playing time, his prep before the game. He's kind of like Batman with prep time with his shooting routine. He's basically getting up shots. He's hot tub, cold tub, stretch, shoot again, So bringing that type of mentality to a franchise is, I think, necessary for someone like LA to be able to get some consistency, some good reps, and being able to build on something for the future.
Yeah. The Lakers are just in a really tough spot. They really are. I think they will hire JJ Reddick. We'll just see how it goes. It's just, first time head coach. We saw this. The most recent one we had was Steve Nash.
Yes.
That didn't go so well, though.
Yeah.
So, about Reese, I mean, player turned coach recent. That's for just for everybody to know. So, I think I'm still going to advocate for other people such as, like Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy, Sam Cassell. We've got number one choice because this time we didn't have a chance, But we'll just see how it goes. But it looks like that's going to be the hire.
Definitely.
Other than that, I agree with everything you said about JJ. Y'all let us know what you think. Who do you think should be the Lakers head coach? I feel like we all feel like it will be JJ Reddick. But y'all have any ideas, let us know.
For sure.
And with that, there was a game that took place in the finals.
It was.
I don't know what this team was that I watched because that wasn't Dallas Mavericks I've seen in the past couple games. I'll tell you that right now. I'm gonna just be quiet. Let Zay have his moment, cause I'm gonna let you lead the way, man. Mavericks won Game 4, and I don't even know what the final score was. I'm gonna say just got blown out.
Boy, not an easy night to be a Boston Celtic fan. I'll put it that way. Mavs took care of business for sure and avoided a sweep. Honestly, my only thing is, where was this in the first 3 games, man? I
Yes,
get
sir.
it,
What like
you
I
know.
don't know what the scene was.
Yeah, bro. Like everyone. I remember saying this in the previous episode, and I heard, I believe Doris Burke or JJ Reddick said it during the broadcast, was a sense of urgency. Something I was looking for 3 games from them. And of course, you get pushed to elimination, and you're like, all right, let's go out here and not get embarrassed on our home floor, right? And you put on a clinic, right? But part of that is because I think that Boston didn't adjust to the intensity of the game. I think that they kind of, like I said, we said the adjustments for the Celtics were to keep their foot on the gas because they were doing all of the things. And in this game, they kind of went away from that. I saw Jason Tatum trying to get going. He kind of, to me, seemed like he was pressing a little bit, taking a few forced shots, taking out some not so good shots. You didn't really get anyone going throughout the course of the game. And on the other side, we see not just Luka, not just Kyrie. We see PJ Washington hitting shots. We see Gafford finally show up. I don't know where he's been all series. You see Derrick Jones Jr. being aggressive, going to the rim. We saw him with a nice crossover on Tatum and the finish. And I'm just like, man, I knew they were capable of that. I just don't know where it was for 3 games. And it's kind of too little too late. But at least they, put on a show for their home fans. That's all I can say about it. But shout out to the Mavs for winning the elimination.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the defensive performance from the Mavericks. I'm gonna say I wish I thought about this as our social this topic. The age-old question is like, in some cases, this is a dumb question, but you gotta look at it from this point of view. It's like, did the Mavs win it, or did the Celtics lose it? That type of thing. I'm gonna go more
That's
to the
true.
side like the Celtics just had a letdown. Like they didn't have the same tenacity from Game 3. This
Exactly.
was the lowest tenacity that I've seen. It's like they expected the Mavericks just to roll over. Like, okay, the series is over. It's not done. You
Straight
got
up.
one more day. It's like it's just a letdown all
Yeah.
around, and it's just from every player. I'm holding every single player accountable for this loss. Every single one of
Yeah.
them.
Absolutely.
And this is
They
like the one. This is a letdown game. This is a letdown game. I shout out Sam Hauser.
Sam Hauser getting buckets,
He was
man.
getting buckets, but the
For
team as a
sure.
whole just no. And I I don't expect the Celtics to have another game like that. And the switch up is crazy. I just saw a post from someone highlighted Charles Barkley's switch up. He was like, Mavs in 4, not Mavs in 4, but Celtics in 4. And now after that, going to say Mavs in 7. Really?
He did. He did.
Really, Chuck? Mavs in
That's
7?
that's Chuck though. That's Chuck.
Nah,
You know how he
man.
go. You know how he is.
Nah, man. Mavs in 7?
Mm.
Nah,
If
that
they
was.
play like that every game,
But is
you
that
have
is
a
that
chance.
realistic though? You know how these role players play on the road. Never mind. I'm stick to game 4. I'm still to game 4. All right, but shout out to the Mavericks. The bench players, role players really stepped up. Live is getting buckets. Not Exum knocking down threes, getting to the bucket. Like he showed some life. Tim Hardaway Jr. Even he gave you
Oh
something.
no.
Even he
Yeah.
gave you something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. This game was basically over in like the First half, basically, it was basically over.
Basically.
Yeah. And then when the third quarter, I was like, maybe the Celtics can make a run in the third. But once I saw they had basically the same type of energy, I was like, no, that's it. That's it. And at the same time, I understand though. It's like we're going back home. I'm be around. We don't be around the home fans, but that was clearly the letdown game. And everyone who doesn't see that, I'm like, y'all just not. I don't know. Do you really think the Mavs can do this 4 games in a row?
Me personally,
I mean, 3 games in a row, like in the whole 4 games in a row. Like, no, I'm like, so y'all don't know this is a Celtics letdown game. That's what this is.
Yeah.
This
unfortunately.
So if I had to ask that question I asked when I started, I'm more so the Celtics lost the game. But credit to the Mavs for like taking it and winning and showing that heart that I ain't getting swept. And I have some thoughts on when we do our predictions too, but that's literally my critique. I have nothing else to say. The Celtics did not show up to play.
Pretty much.
They ain't show up to play. The Mavs did. Jason Kidd had the perfect quote for this. He said, dang it, I had it on top of my head, but I'm gonna find it though. But that's my immediate reaction right now, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find this quote because Jason Kidd had a perfect quote though. I'm gonna find it.
For sure. I agree with you, bro. I feel like the Celtics definitely lost the game. It's not to discredit what the Mavs did and going out there and playing hard, but the Celtics definitely lost their sense of urgency.
Yeah, I found a quote. He said, "the Mavs were ready to go, but the Celtics were ready to celebrate." Perfect quote. Okay. Our group of years ago, they were ready to celebrate.
That's a bar. Yeah. That sums it up.
Yeah, he was like, the hardest thing in this league is to close the door when you have a group that has nothing to lose. You saw that. Mm-hmm. They let go of the rope, pretty early. And they did. Honest critique, perfect summary of everything that happened.
Definitely.
So
you got to seal the deal. It's not over until that. I mean, to the last horn, and y'all gave up in the first one. So
first quarter.
That complacency, man. If you
they're not gonna just lay down.
You get a 3-0 lead.
Yeah.
You get the 3-0 lead, and you're like, oh, we're comfortable, we're good. Then they aren't gonna come back, and then what did you expect? This is the game they have to play the hardest because you don't want to get swept. It's just a simple fact. And they were like, I don't know. I saw it. I didn't see a whatever it was like a 40-point blowout.
Bruh, the final score. Yeah, I ain't even tell you the final score. The final score of this game was 122-84.
38-point lead.
122-84.
Dang, man, that's crazy.
I don't even think that was the biggest lead at one point.
No, they were down by like 50 at one point. I'm pretty sure.
That wasn't the biggest lead. I can figure out what it was.
And it's funny because I'm not even I picked the Mavs to win the series, and obviously that's questionable at this point to say the least. But I'm disappointed in just the level of intensity from the Celtics. I talked about the Mavs like just not being aggressive, and the Celtics. I expected all right, Dallas is going to come out to play tonight, but I expected Boston to at least show up. They seemed like they were still hanging in the locker room, in my opinion. I don't know what they are thinking, but 3 doesn't get it done. 4 games equals championship for y'all. And
we ain't back in the 80s, bro. Or whenever that word.
This isn't no shortened season. Yeah, right. I don't know, but I'm not a Celtics fan, as many of y'all know, but I was disappointed in the Celtics.
Me either. I
expected more from Jaylen Brown and Tatum. That's what I'm saying. We're not even. We just admire the game.
Exactly.
And if you go out there, Like that? Like, bro.
Exactly. Anyway, let's
But shout out to the Mavs, man.
Oh yeah,
I'm
shout out
glad
to the
they
Mavs.
took care of some business at home.
Yeah. They did everything well. Shot better from the three.
Oh yeah.
They still need to work on their free throws. I ain't gonna lie. The free throw is still an issue. But they won everything else. 52 rebounds to 31. That tells you about the hustle. Out rebounded by 20? 21?
Oh yeah.
Like, nah, bro.
Shout out to Derek Lively, bro. He was everywhere.
Mm-hmm, he was
active. He was active for sure.
And the Celtics just so many turnovers, 13 turnovers. Like a lot of those turnovers are just lackadaisical. It was like it's not protecting the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just simple stuff. I'm like, yeah. Hang it up. All right. We have to ask this question first for the first time because the Mavericks actually won. So, adjustment for the Celtics. Since I did pick the Celtics to win the series, I'm gonna take this first if you don't mind.
Do you think?
Celtics, just play. My adjustment for you is to show up and play. This is basketball in the NBA Finals, man.
Yeah.
You one game away. One game away. And you're going to be at home. Adjustment is just to play. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, I need more than 10. 15. One of them had 10, one had 15. Like, this makes no sense, bro. Jaylen Brown, 10 points, 3 of 12. Jason Tatum, 15, 4 of 10. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. And just the turnovers, man. Drew had 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Dang, bro.
Come on, they're y'all better than this. I know y'all better than this. The other adjustment, I was surprised they didn't put Porzingis in, even when Al Horford was in foul trouble. There were a couple of Celtics were in foul trouble. I'm surprised they didn't put Porzingis in, but they're saving him. I believe maybe that's an adjustment. Play Porzingis. You definitely want to see a lot of those easy lanes to the hoop, like we saw from the Mavericks.
Oh yeah, no rim protection.
Just get into lane, and again, all that's effort. It's like they just knew, like, okay, hey, we'll just get it at home. But nothing is guaranteed. You better make sure you take it. Do not give these folks a chance, because I'm telling you right now, if they win game 5, you'll be back in Dallas. I mean, you can't have confidence because you won in Dallas already, but nothing in life is guaranteed. So show up to play.
Definitely.
Just play Celtics basketball that we've seen, man.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. That's my adjustments, bro. Just play.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel you, man. Show up to the job and close the job. It's pretty simple, man. They've done all the things throughout the course of the series up until this last game in Game 4, and I'm gonna say it again: keep your foot on the gas, because you let it off, and what happened? You got blown out, like.
And I was
out the water.
I was so surprised because I thought they learned their lesson from Game 3. Because you're up by 20 something. You let the Mavs come back.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter, you had to inch it out. You know what I'm saying? Luka fouled out, and you won. That game could have went a different direction. Luka didn't foul out.
I definitely think the Mavs had a chance.
They would have had more of a chance for sure. Now I think the Celtics would still would have won the game, but they would have had a chance. But like, yeah, man, that's why I was so surprised and disappointed. But at the same time, you know, they had a chance to make history. We talked about that on our podcast before the game. They they still have a chance to be one of the best teams, the better teams that we've seen in the modern NBA based on record and the run throughout the playoffs and their playoff record. But I don't know. At the same time, I don't remember too many dominant teams having a blowout loss like that in the NBA Finals game. So that's going to hurt that stock a lot. So shout out to Luka. Not getting swept. But let's get ahead and get into the adjustments for the Mavericks for this game. I'll let you lead it off, man.
If you're the Mavs, you do exactly what you did in Game 4. You come out and you fight, you scrap, you get after every loose ball, you try to be aggressive, you put pressure on the Celtics defense, you put pressure on Jaylen Brown, you put pressure on Jason Tatum, try to get them in foul trouble, get to the line, make your free throws. You hadn't shot well from the free throw line.
Still haven't.
If you're Luka and Kyrie, you're out there hunting for buckets, and when they help off of you, Luka knows how to make the right play. Kyrie can do the same thing. At this point, you have nothing to lose. So go out there and give it everything that you got. You need effort on every front, whether that's on the defense, whether that is rebounding, whether that's putting yourself in the right position, and just don't be lackadaisical. You want to extend the series. You don't want to be, seeming like you didn't deserve to be there if you're a Mavericks player. People, may not have expected you. I didn't expect the Mavs to be there, but prove that you belong to be there. Prove that you're there for a reason, and don't just go outside. Even if you can't get everything to go, at least you can say you gave it your all. But I think they just keep attacking the rim. If they're not going to adjust and bring in someone who can protect the rim, Al Horford is a decent defender, but obviously you were able to get to the basket by being aggressive. So keep doing that. And everyone be ready to step up, whether that's making a jump shot, whether that's cutting at the right time, whether that's taking a charge. It's an all-out effort. That's all it is, man. Mavs fans believe in you. Take that energy you got from Game 4, take it into Boston, and you never know what can happen. So that's all I got for the Mavs, man.
I got you. I'm going to say that the role players is what really won this game for the Mavericks. Think about Derek Lively, that double-double he had. Those rebounds.
Shout out Derek Lively again. I just loved his play, man. He was energetic, young Tyson Chandler with those offensive rebounds, tip outs. And Tyson Chandler works for the Mavericks, so I was like, I'm sure he's happy about that.
Yeah. He had a lot of those hustle plays, but if you look at this game, the role players really stepped up. The contributions from players that you didn't really get these contributions from in previous games, And overall, as I look at everything, would you believe me if I tell you that Luka didn't have a good game?
He didn't have a good game?
No, not by Luka standards. Look at this. Did you know he was 0 for 8 from 3?
I didn't notice that. I don't think he made a 3 in the game.
He didn't make 1 3.
Dang.
He was 12 for 26 from the field. Luka was off. Now, he gave you 29, 5 and 5. That's what I'm saying. He didn't have a good Luka game by Luka standards.
Yeah.
And if you're a Mavericks fan, you gotta be a little bit concerned about that. Kyrie, guess what he was from 3? 1 for 6, bro. 1 for 6. That's what I'm telling you. It's the role players that really stepped up, hit timely shots, those rebounds and putbacks. That's really what won the game. The hustle. It's all on the hustle stats, and that shows the heart and determination they had. So bring that same heart and determination. And I want to tell you right now, if Luka and Kyrie have these types of games, that's not cut it to win games 5. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna cut it.
Yeah, for sure.
I do not expect the role players to give you that same type of contribution. Now they're lively if you can run the hustle boards and get like hustle, hustle
second
folks.
chance opportunities.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
PJ Washington, Derrick Jones, Lively, Gafford, they need to win the hustle. In order for you to win the hustle plays. Find the ball, dive first. You know what I'm saying? Same thing goes for Luke and Kyrie. You need to hustle. But they can't play like that. They can't have those numbers efficiently like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't go 1 for 6 on a 3 or 0 for 8. That's not going to cut it.
Yeah. And if you're shooting that bad, just go away from it.
Exactly.
Make another play.
Exactly.
Get to the rim.
Yep.
Get others involved.
Yep. And when you get to the rim, you go to free throw line, knock down your free throws. Because that's the one thing the Mavs have not been good at in this series, bro. Free throws have been terrible.
Definitely.
That's the main thing I just really wanted to point out. You gotta be more efficient. You gotta step up for Kyrie and Luka. Typically, superstars, franchise player, play really well on the road. And then again, a lot of these comments that came out is not looking good. I don't know if you saw this, but this came out. I'm gonna pull up this quote real quick.
What's going on?
It's I had it, man. 1 second. It was Kyrie.
Kyrie said something?
Yep. I'm like, you just keep getting these folks ammo, man.
He said something about Boston.
Yep.
Okay. I want to see Kyrie have a monster game in the guard.
That's the other thing too. Like he needs to overcome that. Okay, here we go. This is from The Athletic, man. All right, so pull up the full quote, bro. So he was asked about, he reflected on his time in Boston. And basically he says he never wanted to join the Boston Celtics in 2017. But he said he wishes he would have done a better job integrating stuff into the franchise's culture once it happened. He said, I think that's what I struggled with initially, was figuring out how I'm going to be a great player here while winning championships and also leading the team and selfishly joining the Celtics organization or the cult that they have here. And that's what they expect you to do as a player. They expect you to seamlessly buy into Celtics pride, buy into everything Celtics. If you don't, you're going to be outed. I'm one of those people who was on the outs. I did it to myself. They don't welcome me with a warm embrace. So I feel like this is a very honest answer, but the word cult is some fans have an issue with. Although I think he had a tone of like kind of regret of how he handled it based off the tone. And I encourage y'all just go look at it and listen to it for yourself. I think it's a thoughtful answer, but a lot of that will wrinkle some fans just because of how he described it as a cult. So some fans don't like that. And remind you of his previous comments about I thought it'd be louder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that came out from the media press today. That statement I just read. Kyrie, you gotta overcome that. Because I personally think the crowd is affecting his play in the guard. So you gotta overcome that.
Yeah. Definitely. I think that he's had some time to mature since his time in Boston and definitely has reflected on some decisions. From my understanding, I don't think he really wanted to leave Cleveland in the first place, but he also didn't want to be there playing the second fiddle of LeBron, where he felt like he could be
that's what it was.
more,
Yep.
which I kind of respect. If you feel like you can be something or you have a goal to be something, then pursue it. But like he said, maybe maybe the way he went about it wasn't the best, and we all like. I remember when it happened because I'm sure you remember this, but I think Kyrie went to Boston in 2017
Yeah,
or something like that,
yeah,
and he was the 2K cover that year, and they had to like change his jersey on
hmm
the cover because they released it with the Cavs. It happened like right before the game came out, and they had to change it.
yeah,
So it's kind of like a weird time when he ended up on Boston's roster anyway. But I uh, I think that he's he's got to show up in Boston in his next game for sure. Like no matter what. Obviously the crowd is into it. I'm sure the players are more like willing to go at him in Boston, but I need him to stay focused, man. Like I don't know. I guess of course he's getting asked about his time, but I want Kyrie to lock into what you're doing right now, and show Boston why you're in the finals with the Mavericks. You know, it's the Colt thing. I don't know. I could take this a lot of ways because I have a video that I just watched the other day from Boston Celtics fans that cult to me is kind of a nice word to use
hmm
compared to what I saw in this video.
hmm
But the culture in the fans there is to me is not great, and I can't really support it, and that's why I don't. But don't get me wrong, I like the players. I'm a fan of Drew Holiday, fan of Jalen Brown, fan of Tatum, and I like their games. But there's a lot of stuff that goes on as far as that fandom, and that I don't agree with.
yeah. I mean, especially the history of racism and all, and just in the story that players often tell when they visit the Garden. And I'm talking about in the modern NBA
I'm
and
talking
stuff
about
that goes
this
down.
year.
And stuff that goes down. So like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's just, yeah. I'm not like I agree. I agree with everything you said too. Like, I'm also just not a fan of the Celtics. I just picked them to win because I think they're the better team.
yeah.
Uh, but
Basketball
I'm a
perspective,
fan of the players.
respect.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
like you said, I like the players. I don't really like the culture around that organization. You know, that's not a culture that I would just choose to support. So,
yeah,
uh, basketball wise, yeah, I like what they're doing basketball wise.
definitely. Yeah,
So, yeah. But going back to the adjustments, overcome that stuff. Kyrie, Luca, Kyrie, they really just had to step up and have monster games to have a chance to win Game 5. Now,
definitely.
I did say the same thing for Game 4, but I ain't expect the Celtics to just roll over like that. So I fully expect they had to put that type of effort for the next game. And with that being said, let's go ahead and make our predictions for this next game. Celtics versus Mavs, Game 5.
Man,
On the Celtics home floor. Zay, who you got for Game 5?
all right. It all comes down to this, man. Of course, I chose the Mavs to win the series, and that based on that 3-0 and now 3-1, I don't think they're gonna win the series. Just to be real about it, like history is spoken, no one's done it. But I would love to see them extend the series, and I think they have a chance to do it. Clearly, they rattled some cages in the Celtics in Game 4, and you want to build on that momentum, take it into Game 5, give yourself a chance, man. Just fight. But I also believe Boston, they're gonna try to wrap it up because they're at home. You get blowed out in Game 4 in Dallas. You want to redeem yourself, and you want to just win it here in Game 5 in front of your home fans. So, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that the Celtics probably close out in Game 5. But, caveat, I'm rooting for the Mavs to get extended. But if the Celtics are as good as they should be, they should close it out in Game 5.
All right, man. You got to say it with your chest, bro. Who you picking, man? I heard a lot of probablys and maybes and should. Who you picking?
You know what? I'm doubling down on my pick. I'm going with the Mavs.
I knew it.
I'm sticking with
That's
the
why I
Mavs.
said go ahead and say it, because I already knew. Because I was like, come on. Listen, and I'm going to say with my chest out, Celtics going to win. Game 5. You on your home court. There's no way y'all have a repeat performance like that, what I saw in Game 4. No way that's going to happen. I haven't seen enough from the Mavericks to prove to me that they can pull that off again. And plus, if you're the Mavericks, are you going to be concerned? Let me ask you this: since you picked the Mavericks, are you concerned at all that you'll see something similar that we saw with the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals? They won Game 4, and they're like, "Oh, because they didn't want to get swept." You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, that's kind of the whole conversation. And then it just came out flat in Game 5.
Yeah.
Do you have any concerns about that happening in Game 5? The Mavs just coming off that, that high, like, oh, okay, we're not swept, so we're good.
Definitely. It's definitely a concern. I hope that they learn from their opponent in the last series that, that's not how you want to go out if you have the chance. I feel like it's that sense of like complacency. All right, we went down 3-0, but we didn't get swept. All right, that's cool. But player pride to kick in, bro. You got to take more pride in the fact that I'm a competitor. I like to compete. I'm wanting to win every time I get the chance. So I'm hoping that that's what the Mavs like mindset is, and Jason Kidd being the competitor that he is, I'm knowing that he's going to instill that. He's going to preach that to his guys. So I hope they don't fall into that trap of, all right, we didn't get swept, so it is what it is from here. Like, go out there and like as AI would say, die out there. Do your thing. Like, go hard as you can, because you're still at the end of the day competing. If give yourself the chance, and you never know what could happen at that point.
Let me say this too. You got to have at least one other person step up. Who on the Mavs are you honestly seeing can be that third person? You know what I'm saying? Because you need at least one other option. It's not even guaranteed that Kyrie's going to show up like that because it's in Boston. I have full faith Luka will, because that's Luka. Full faith that Luka will show up. I'm in the middle about Kyrie. He could, he couldn't, but you definitely need to have a third one. And who's that third going to be? Who on the Mavericks team has shown you that okay, they got it? They'll go. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing about championship teams. They can get it from anywhere. The Celtics have that type of squad. One member is Drew Holiday. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the playoffs, we've seen Derek White somehow come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have a roster like that.
Yeah.
Kristaps Porzingis. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if the Mavericks roster is good enough. Who's that third person you can trust to consistently get you something? Now, in the previous series in OKC, it was P.J. Washington. P.J. Washington's not shooting the same in this series. Derrick Jones is not. For whatever reasons, he's not even shooting as much as he was before. Even when he does get open looks. Derek Lively, he's not the type of person that can create on his own. Jaden Howard is a rookie. Tim Hardaway Jr.? I don't know. It was the other guy. Kleber? They went off in the blowout. He only had 5 points. So, like, I don't know. Who's going to be that third guy? I don't know. I don't know. We just need at least one other person. If I had to put my money, well, I'm not a better man. But if I had to guess, I would say PJ Washington because he showed me some heart in that game 3.
Yeah.
That's who I would pick. And he's not the type of person that can create his own shot, but he'll be open though. Because how the Celtics scheme things. So that's who I would put my. That's who I have to guess. I would say he needs to be the third person, or he will be the third person. But would that be enough? Because they're just giving you like 20. You know what I'm saying? The third person needs to be able to give you like 20 if you want to win.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So who's that going to be? Can Kleber have a breakout game? I don't really see it.
Nah, not at this point.
Yeah, I don't really see it.
He's still. I think to give Kleber some credit, I think he's still dealing with his injury from earlier in the playoffs.
That's true.
But I'm not excusing his play or his lack of aggression or taking shots. But I think that may be like a thing for him.
Yeah,
I don't really expect anything from Kleber.
I agree with that.
I agree with you about PJ. I think that he has to at the least be aggressive. We saw him knock down 2 big threes and some big ones in the comeback in game 3, I believe.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Definitely want to see him get like a good. I don't even say 20. I say give your a good 13 to 15 because he also has that little push shot in the middle and kind of like the floater that he can get to. Yep. I would like to see him take that when he gets the chance, but I think that they really we saw it the last series. Get Gafford and Lively just a couple pick and roll buckets.
That's it.
Especially with the middle being like they don't have a rim protector in Porzingis right now. If he's like reserved for injury minutes, basically, I would try to get that going because they were killing Minnesota with that. And right now, I don't really feel like Boston has a interior presence that much. They have great perimeter defenders, but if you can get to the middle, if you can get some action in the pick and roll, you give yourself a nice chance, in my opinion.
That's true, but we haven't seen that in 3 games. Even in game 4, it wasn't just them doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think in game 4, they to me got more involved in the game. Like we saw Lively getting his 3 right, and then he came down.
Where'd that come from, by the way? Because I was like, I think that's his first 3 ever. I don't think I ever seen him shoot a 3. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Now,
according to someone, one of his I guess AAU teammates is in the NBA. I can't remember which player it was, but they commented and said that he can always can shoot. But
well, put that in the game plan. Like, come on, like
maybe they'll have to add it. Get him some corner threes if they're gonna respect it. Make them pay for it. But I think getting those guys like rim runs, like in transition, like if you get even the semi-transition, like the play I'm talking about with Derek Lively specifically is he hits the 3, Boston comes back, he gets a block.
Yeah, I remember.
Dallas pushes it. Yep. All right, I saw the lob. I was like, all right, I would have threw it, but Kyrie waited, went back in. He's open, lob it back up. There you go. Like getting those guys, those momentum buckets that also affect transition play. Yeah. I think would be big for them. Even if like the pick and roll, like I'm talking about, doesn't work, that to me gives you a lot of momentum that you can build on, and getting those extra, like, all right, Lively had 11, Gafford had 7. That's 18 points out of them. Like that's more than we've seen all series.
That's true.
I would take that, and then like I said, you give an additional 13 to 15 from PJ Washington. That's 30 points. Coming from your other guys.
That's true. Very good point. The only other thing is this too. Like the other thing that they did well in game 4 was push the pace. They did a really good job with that. Now, will they do that? Will they do that again in game 5? I don't know, because that's not typically Luka's style of play. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they'll do that in game 5. But that when you talk about adjustments, that's definitely something that they need to do, because you don't want the Celtics to set in their half-court defense. And yeah, that's what was going on in Game 4. A lot of that was going on, pushing the ball transition, pushing the pace. So, yeah, that's
Shout out Dante Exum. He's
yeah,
pushing the pace for
he
sure.
was. That's one of the players I know is doing it. He got some good buckets too. So, but I just haven't seen it enough. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Celtics still, and there's a chance that Porzingis plays. Now, if Porzingis plays, and he's healthy enough to go,
Healthy, yeah,
because apparently he could have went in Game 4,
yeah.
so he's clear to play. He has some. So now you give him an extra 2-3 days of rest now. I expect him to play, but even if he doesn't play, I have confidence the Celtics can pull it out. Because because even if they don't have like this interior, just the anchor like Porzingis, like they showed you in Game 3, like they're lengthy enough. You know what I'm saying? It's just how they scheme things up against this Mavericks team. So, yeah, I just don't see it.
Fair.
I don't see it. And even though I made my prediction, I didn't know. No one thought the series would still be this short.
Nah, not at all. I was thinking it's for sure 7 games, and right now they're trying to extend it to 6. So
yeah, I don't think they'll be able to extend it though, man. I don't think so. So, y'all give us y'all thoughts. I set
comment who you think.
I set out my conditions on who I think will win. Now, I just want to briefly mention this too, since this could be it. Whoever has a better game in Game 5 is going to get the MVP. Because it was such a letdown game in Game 4.
Yeah, definitely.
So
very much a letdown.
It all comes down to this, because bias plays a huge role. I mean, not bias, but recency bias plays a huge role in who gets that award.
Bias too, though.
Yeah, bias too. Yes, or in general bias too. Yeah, you're right. But recency bias for sure. So
yeah.
And I put if I had to guess, because I'm not a betting man, but if I had to guess, I'm still probably gonna go with Jaylen Brown, because I can see him having those moments, because he's shown it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a steal or a block or a dunk, you know what I'm saying? Like
timely basket,
clutch plays. But Jason Tatum goes off and give you like 40. It's gonna go Jason Tatum.
I agree. I think that could be a swing for him. Either way, whoever gets it,
oh yeah,
I think it's going to be a plus, because they're going to be champions. But I agree with you, man. I feel like whoever has the bigger game probably will get the. Well, let me put it this way. Overall game, I'm not gonna say like point total. I'm going to say like, all right, if like you said, Jason Tatum scores 40, good chance, right? But Jaylen Brown gives you, let's say, I don't know, 27 with 3 steals, 3 blocks on Luka and Kyrie, and he gives you like 6 rebounds and 7 assists or something like that. I don't know. A well-balanced game is what I mean. And defensive impact, I think he still has the edge. But either way, like I said, I think that they've done a good job of handling those questions about who's the best player. And of course, we laughed at it with Jason Kidd. But it kind of like struck a debate for basketball world, which I thought was interesting. But either way, it'll be well deserved, whoever gets it.
Right. Yep. Y'all let us know what you think though. It's gonna be good. And
yeah. Who's taking the game 5? Is it gonna be Boston? Are they gonna celebrate on the home floor, or Dallas? Y'all comment below.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Time for the final swish.
Yeah.
Zay, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You can go first, man. I got something, but you can go first.
All right, cool. So, um, Jonquel Jones to the Liberty, career high 34. 34 points,
Yeah,
bro. I was like, oh,
yeah.
I gotta shout that out. So I just want to take a moment to shout that out. Was that yours?
No. I thought about that, but
Okay.
you good.
Oh, okay, I was about to say yeah. I was like, career high 34 to lead the Liberty to their 8th straight win at that time. So yeah, shout out to her. Yeah, man.
Yeah, she was hooping. I was laughing. I actually watched that game yesterday. Aces and Liberty, and Jonquel was unstoppable. Shout out to her for sure. But mine also is WNBA, but I'm gonna shout out Angel Reese.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Okay.
I just love the fashion decision that she made to wear the Joker
Yeah,
Reeboks
I was
today.
about to say I saw those. Yeah, I was like, those look kind of
Embracing the villain.
Those look clean.
You did.
And what do you think about Angel embracing that villain role?
Man, I think
Because
it's
she's
cool.
literally embracing that with comments, swagger, everything on the court, overall personality on the court. You know, what do you think about that?
I love that she's embracing it, bro. I think that Angel is kind of getting overlooked, as many players with this whole Caitlin Clark situation has been going on, and she's they making her out to be the villain, and she's taking care of business. She's still potentially going to be the rookie of the year, you know, and people aren't even talking about her. And if I got to be the bad guy for y'all to like recognize me or recognize my talent, then be that. I respect her because even though she's the villain, she's very supportive of her teammates, her fellow colleagues in the WNBA, and just going Joker, you know, one of the top villains of all time. That's iconic. So shout out to Angel for being iconic, man.
Yeah,
I actually saw her TikTok video. Well, I don't know if it was hers exactly, but she was in it, and it's like it's like this trend where somebody's like faking a like FaceTime call or phone call or whatever, and they say like your favorite things, and she was like, the girl was on the phone like, oh, we can you think about getting Wingstop, and Angel like loved Wingstop apparently, so I thought it was hilarious, but I'm really happy that she's embracing her role and still like hooping. And like I said, just the Joker Reebok is like, all right, that's cold.
yeah.
I mess with that.
Yeah. But the saying is like, any publicity is good publicity. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so,
true.
Like, it gets her recognized and out there. And like you said, not only that, she really is playing well.
Definitely.
You know, even with Cordosa, you know what I'm saying, as your teammate, you still putting up these numbers. You know what I'm saying? That's really impressive.
Getting all the rebounds, bro.
Yes, it's very impressive. So, I do feel like she will. I think Angel's that type of person to handle it though. She'll handle the smoke. You know what I'm saying?
She's already handled so much at LSU being called.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. Yeah.
Out of her name, you know.
Exactly. So I think she's built for it. She can handle it. Just she needs to be ready for it because, as we discussed plenty of times before, there's a lot of people out here for Caitlin Clark. You know, for good and bad reasons, but.
Yeah.
And with you being just opposed villain, because remember, she was technically kind of like that in college. She was kind of put into that view. So
exactly.
Just go ahead and embrace it, because basketball, that people forget, is also entertainment, and we love the narratives. You know what I'm saying? Even going to this finals game, we love the narrative. Okay, Kyrie going back to the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Luka going against Porzingis again. You know what I'm saying? We love narratives. to drive wherever the story is, even though it's a sport, but we love the narratives behind it. So we're definitely seeing that narrative, and we hope that we'll see it brew in like a legit rivalry. Then people have to get better first, you know what I'm saying, record rise. But yeah, it could be a very interesting, man. Shout out to WNBA as a whole, like pulling in more numbers with television viewership and all this stuff, man. They're doing really well. WNBA is definitely growing, and we do have to properly give respect to this class of NBA players, WNBA players. Caitlin Clark effect as well. That's clearly a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
These players are just legit talented, man. This class is really good. This past class.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
And the future's even gonna be brighter, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Wait till Juju get in the league. Woo! Y'all just wait. Y'all wait, bro.
It's gonna be good, man. Definitely, I agree with you about just this class alone has been super talented. Like we talked about Caitlin, we talked about Angel. You mentioned Camila. But looking at Cameron Brink, you know, she's impacting over there for the Sparks. We saw Rakia Jackson drop a career high 19 the other day.
Yep.
19 to 10, matter of fact. So
you saw what she said about your boy Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, Jimmy's a favorite player.
Yeah. And Jimmy flew out there?
Jimmy pulled up.
Yeah, Jimmy pulled up.
Look at 22.
Yeah.
To troll LA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love that. I love that she got to meet Jimmy and he went out to support.
Yeah.
And just exciting times for hoops, man. All around. So good stuff, man.
Hell yeah, bro. With that being said, thank y'all for tuning in to the podcast. Continue to listen to us and support us and wherever you listen to this and watching this from. If you watching this on YouTube, continue to support the channel. Make sure you subscribe. If you listen to us on audio, please keep doing that. We appreciate the numbers we're getting. Thank y'all for y'all's support. And yeah, man, it's gonna be an interesting conclusion to the finals. And same thing, are you willing to, like, if this is it after the fact? Now I'll be surprised if I'll be so surprised, bro, if they lose.
If Boston loses,
I'll be so surprised if they lose, man.
Well, I kind of would be surprised, but it's easy to get complacent, man. And we saw it. Like, honestly, you reminded me of it because I didn't forget, but thinking about the lead that they had and lost, and then you come out and get blown up by 50. And I believe this is either gonna be a very close game or Boston's gonna like have the game early. In my opinion,
I think so too. It's gonna be something like that. Like I said, something we saw with the Timberwolves and Mavericks, because that was done early.
Yeah.
So
we could have packed up at halftime and went home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So something like that happens, maybe we'll meet up and be like, "Hey, this is about over. Let's go ahead and." I don't know. We'll let y'all know. Y'all keep following us, and we'll let you know if we go live or not after the game.
Definitely.
Depending on the result.
Depending on the result, man.
Yep.
Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all after the next game for sure.
Yep, for sure.
Oh.